What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Bitcoin is breaking the all-time highs at $72,200. Nvidia sold over 10% on Friday, so I want to discuss what that means for the markets and the Qs, and also what happens if the markets do roll over here. What does that mean for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies? All right, guys, let's get started. Be sure to hit the like button if you like this kind of content, and be sure to subscribe if you want to see more. All right, guys, Bitcoin broke the all time high last night and is setting at $72,200. So, this is good. Bitcoin and crypto still remain strong. And if we zoom out here a little bit, we can see the RSI is getting a little high, but it's not as high as it was back in February or um, other times in history. If we look back and we go out, let's go to the weekly chart on this. We can see here the RSI back in 2021 when Bitcoin was going to its all-time highs. So it is getting a little overheated in the crypto markets. I do suspect that we may see some sort of pullback before the halving. However, Bitcoin is moving faster than anyone expected this cycle due to the ETFs, and I believe Bitcoin will go much higher by the end of the year. Now let's discuss Nvidia. So Nvidia saw a 11% pullback on Friday. This could be the sign that the stock markets may be rolling over. We've already seen Apple and Google selling off quite substantially from a couple weeks ago, and this could be the beginning of a bigger sell-off in markets. These markets are extremely over extended. As you can see here, we are very far away from the 20 moving average and the 200-day moving average. So where could Nvidia go? Well, let's take a look here at a 1 hour. Let's do a 2-hour chart. And you can see a couple zones here where this may go. The first one obviously is this zone right here. This could act as support as it is. I get this adjusted here just a little bit. And the next area could be down here around the $800 level. And below that would be this zone down here around the $750 level. So that's the zones to watch out for. I think that if we see Nvidia come down into these zones, we could see a bounce. This is still a very strong market. Retail will probably be looking to buy the dip. So we could see a bounce here, or if we get through this zone, maybe we come down and touch the $800 area before seeing a bounce. I suspect Nvidia is going to cool off a little bit, maybe consolidate sideways here for a while. But overall, the market is still very strong, so it's hard to stop that momentum, that freight train that Nvidia has been. But if it does continue to sell off, what does that mean? Well, right now we got the Qs in this ascending channel, and it's testing this lower trend line that we've had here for some time. And if this breaks down, we could see the Qs go down to this 410 level and then possibly see a bounce. I suspect that we probably will see some sort of pullback um, sometime here in the next month or two on the stock market in general and possibly cryptocurrencies. Uh, Things have just been running up so fast. Typically, we see a pullback in Q1, so I do suspect we may see a pullback here. But what does this mean for the rest of the stock market and crypto? Well, generally speaking, there's always an opportunity somewhere in the markets, and so we just have to find those opportunities. And where a lot of those opportunities lie is in um, mid cap and small cap stocks that are undervalued and haven't performed as much as the Magnificent Seven have over the past 6 months to a year. And right now, the IWM is sitting at 205. A lot of these big tech stocks, they've already passed their previous all-time highs from 2021, and a lot of these smaller stocks haven't. And so I think that you could see some opportunities here in some mid cap and small stocks, as well as the crypto world. Things such as uh, this ARK ETF, which you can see has this long base of accumulation here over the last couple years, and it looks like it's going to want to try and break out of this zone down here, this resistance, and then hopefully flip this as support. And then we could see this go on up to this $63 to $67 level. So there's some good opportunities out there if you know where to look. Another thing we got to consider is the liquidity cycle. China has been pumping liquidity into their system, into their economy to try to stop the bleeding over there. Their stock market has absolutely tanked over the last uh, several years, and so right now you can see here we bottomed back in uh, into 2022, 2023, and the liquidity is starting to come back in. The Fed is expected to cut rates later this year. We need to take a look at what happens tomorrow when we get the announcements on the core CPI. If that comes in hotter than expected, I suspect we will remain higher for longer on the Fed rates. But I do believe we'll probably see the rates be cut later this year, especially if something bad happens, if the economy really starts to slow down or the stock market really begins to roll over, or maybe just because of something else, such as the banking sector starts showing signs of weakness or real estate, something like that. So we got to be on the lookout for that because that really determines what happens in the markets. Um, Another thing I want to discuss again here is gold. Gold is at another all-time high of $2,183 an ounce. And I suspect this does go to that $2,400, $2,500 range. Typically, gold is considered a safe haven. So when there's trouble brewing and times get tough, a lot of people turn to gold. And so this could be a sign that maybe something bigger is coming. It's something that we need to keep an eye on. Uh, but yeah, gold is breaking all-time highs today, and so is Bitcoin. So let's discuss Bitcoin. Where are we at in this cycle? Well, we know we've been in a bull run on Bitcoin, and we are going parabolic. And so, where are we in this parabolic phase? Well, according to this chart here by Straight G, this parabolic phase, we are in the base 4 area. And what this suggests is Bitcoin could go much higher now that we're in price discovery. We could see Bitcoin go up to 75, 80, 85 thousand dollars very quickly here. And as I mentioned, I still believe we'll see some sort of pullback, possibly before the halving. Um, but we'll just have to wait for that. That should be good buying opportunity for people that have missed out and still want to try to get in. I don't recommend buying Bitcoin at this level, to be honest. I feel like things are a little bit overextended. I would like to see a pullback first before I would buy in, but Bitcoin is looking very strong. What does that mean for the rest of the crypto markets? Well, just like in the stock markets, the biggest players tend to run first whenever we see signs of recovery and going into bull markets. And then that bleeds over into the um, smaller cap companies or cryptos. And this here is a chart of the ETH BTC ratio. And as we have seen, the ETH BTC ratio has been making a series of higher lows and has flipped this line of resistance that is now acting as support here currently. So ETH could begin outperforming Bitcoin, and with the anticipation of a spot ETF on ETH, ETH could go much higher. We also have the other merging on ETH, which could send prices higher with their technology being improved. That's set to come out in a couple days. What does that mean for the rest of the crypto market? Well, here we have the total 3, and this is everything except Bitcoin and ETH. And let's just get rid of this fib here. This will allow me to do so we can see things a little more clearly. So the total 3 has broken into this area of resistance, now turning into support. And if we break out of here, you can see the market cap on the total 3s going much higher. So that and some other conditions lead me to believe that we are going a lot higher on a lot of these altcoins. That's why I've been getting in. I'm still a fan of the US and US dollar. It's just this inflation that we've been seeing is just crazy, and I think this gives people an opportunity to be able to outperform inflation with their portfolios and their investing. Here we have the sole BTC dominance, similar to what we just looked at on the ETH to BTC ratio. And as you can see, Solana has been outperforming Bitcoin back in the end of last year, but since Bitcoin has taken off in 2024, it has outperformed Solana. It's coming back down and retesting this line of resistance. And I suspect that we'll probably start to see uh, things like these layer ones in Solana see a bounce here and start to outperform. A lot of these things have ran a lot recently. Where does that put us? Well, Solana is kind of hanging out here. You can see some previous resistance back in 2021 around this $147 level. But if it breaks through here, we could be going to 170 or $180 per coin. The RSI has cooled back off since December, but is starting to get a little higher once again. We also have AVAX. I've talked about Avalanche a lot. I like what they're doing, particularly when it comes to some of the gaming that they are involved in. There's a lot of games that are supposed to come out on their platform, which is big. And it's just been consolidating in this range here for a while. It's kind of lagged some of these other layer ones. And the RSI is still relatively low over the past couple months here in 2024. So I suspect that we may see AVAX breaking out soon and probably going to this $55 to $65 range. I sold a position that I had over on Apex. It was a 2x leverage to buy this Avalanche and throw a little leverage at it. I don't recommend leverage for just anyone, but for a very small position in your portfolio, it's a good way to really build up your account, especially if you're uh, don't have a lot of money to work with and you're just trying to build an account. It's a great way to do that. So you can go over here to Apex. I've got a link down in the description below. Go to Apex Protocol, download the app, or get it on your computer. I have this on my PC, and I'm trying to figure out how to get this over to my laptop here, my account, so I can show you some of the trades that I've been building. It's just a very small position, but just to give you guys an idea how you can trade. But this is a non KYC. That means KYC is know your customer, and typically that's something that the government wants to see whenever you set up any sort of exchange app on your phone. They want to know so they can track what you're doing. This is a way to not be tracked, so you can do that. They allow you to trade multiple cryptocurrencies, so all you got to do is connect your wallet from something like, say, like on a Coinbase app, and then you can trade over here on Apex Pro and use a little bit of leverage if you want. So again, there's a link down below in the description if that's something you're interested in. Another thing I wanted to discuss is Gala Games. Gala broke out yesterday, pumped up to about 80 cents per coin. It's since dropped back down to the 71 cents. I bought Gala back here in November, so this was a really good trade for me. Made a couple 100% so far on this, and about 150% on this whenever I bought this. I don't remember exactly where it was, but Gala broke out. This is another one of those gaming cryptos, and they did really well last run. I think they could do well again. And if we zoom out here, I would suspect as long as the markets don't roll over, that this will continue to accumulate in the $70 or 70 cents to, sorry, 7 cents to 10-cent range. Um, and then it could go much higher. The next stop would be probably this 18 to 22 cent level. And if we just zoom out here, you can see where this was previously. This could be a 5 or 10x just to get back to all-time highs. So I could see something like Gala Games doing that, and they are also on multiple exchanges. I've got them in my Coinbase wallet, but you can also get them on iTrust Capital, just like you can Bitcoin, Ethereum, Avalanche, Solana, gold, and silver. This is a great way to set up a retirement account if you're interested in investing in crypto, or you want to get some gold in case something happens. Um, and another thing is they allow you to trade 24/7, which is something that you can't do on in your IRA or your 401k. Typically, it's only allowed to be traded or during market hours. So that's something I've really been starting to enjoy with iTrust Capital. Plus, it's a tax-free IRA advantages. That means whenever you're in the profit and you sell, say, one of your uh, cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, that you're not going to be taxed on it until you take it out of this account. And that's huge because capital gains taxes are high. You know, I experienced that the first time whenever I um, flipped my first house. Whenever, you know, I was making several $1,000s on the flip and had to pay, 15% or whatever it was at the time, um, capital gains tax. And, so when you're really talking a lot of money or even a little money, it's a big difference. So I Trust Capital offers IRAs that allows you to roll over a portion or all of your IRA from uh, another, 401k or IRA into an iTrust Capital IRA, and allows you to trade 24/7 in a tax-free advantage account. Also, links for this down in the description below. Drop a comment below, guys. Let me know what you would like to look at. I'm curious. I kind of have my own trading and investing strategy, but I'm curious what you guys think. I'd like to see what y'all would like to talk about. What would you like to cover? Um, we can talk stocks, sectors, uh, commodities, and crypto. All right, guys, I hope this helps some of you all out there, and I hope you have a great day. And until next time, be legendary, guys. Have a good day.